V8 veterans, it is the final round of split number 2, round number 12 of this season 11. Thanks to Quantum Tint Solutions, we are at Interlagos, Brazil for this final round. And we're heading straight down to the grid tonight, and it should be exciting to round out the championship. We'll have the championship points obviously up on the screen at the end of the broadcast to decide the winner of this split 2. The first time they have dedicated the splits to a set number of drivers, which is fantastic. Let's have a look at the grid for tonight's race. This is how they will line up tonight. In the Hoff has got himself another pole position. He will start from P1 alongside him. Paul Hayes for Scorpion Esports. Jason Fewens and Rick Weiger round out the second row. Matt Parker and Travis Hunt in the top 6 there. John King will start from 7th with Warren Davis, Roy Clark and Peter van der Kraan in the 10th place tonight. Troy Sipple will start from 11th with Jason DiBattito running at your top at 12. 13th on the grid for tonight's final race. Mark Peck, Murray Reale out of 14th, and it's Todd Martin and Peter Latham running at your top 16 on the grid. 17th goes to Michael Quaney, 57, with Simon Pitty Pitt out of 18, Richard Barella 19, Scott Weston out of the top 20, Ernest Reg, James Craig Healy, Tim Betts and Dave Bordock down there in 24th place on the grid. 25th Fletcher Christian, the safety car standing by if needed tonight. Let's hope not. Let's get rid of the music. Let's turn up the sound of these V8 Supercars and get set to go racing. There is a look straight down the pit straight here at Interlagos, the number 111, starting alongside Andrew Hoffman. And Hoffman yet to arrive on the grid, but he'll be here shortly, no doubt. Let's see what Paul Hayes can do. Let's see what Rick Weiger can do as well. Two-stop strategy again tonight. We saw it last night in the top split. There was some incredible runs, some close encounters as well between the drivers. But surely by the end of this almost 2-hour race, no doubt, it's a long one tonight, 70 laps, we will be able to crown a champion. The points were pretty close in this split 2, heading into the final round. I won't do any spoilers just yet, but I can see as I look now who has won the championship, and you guys probably know too if you're part of the league. Right, welcome aboard tonight. We'll get ready to go racing shortly. We've got Jacob in the house, Steve's here as well, Trav TV of course, Matty Parker, Pitty Pitt's in the house as well, Warren Davis there, Reggie James, Peter Latham, Rick Weiger, plenty of people tuned in. Troy Sipple's there, hello mate. And let's get set for this one. We're about 2 minutes into staging now. Shortly we'll hear the revs rise, and hopefully we'll get underway well with a good start at the front. And there's a long shot down towards turn 1. So let's get this camera all hooked up for you, because I think that's the angle we want to watch the getaway. We're waiting on Jason Fewens, Parker and King. Those 3 drivers yet to join us on the grid. 2 minutes 20 into staging. Tell us what you do in that little last minute before going into a race. Do you relax, double check your fuel numbers? What's the protocol? Fewens and Reale now, the last 2 drivers. 30-second warning board just from the race steward there. That's Ben Anthony's voice you hear tonight. And big thanks to all the admins who have been part of this series across the last 12 weeks. Can you believe it's another 12 weeks? Hey, by the way, we've bypassed we've gone past our 100th broadcast of the Vets. Totally missed it, and I think we're up to about 108 now. So we're flicking through very quickly. Untick quick fix, says Travis Hunt. All right, let's get set to go. We're now 3 minutes into staging. The revs rise for this round number 12 of season number 11 at Interlagos for the final one tonight. Let's watch the getaway. There it is, green light. Good start at the front for the Hoff. Equally as good for Hazy. He seemed to get away pretty well as they head down towards turn 1 now. We're going to see them all bunch up through here. They go down now through towards... someone got very wide through there. I think it was Paul Hayes. Bounced off the fence, got going again. I don't think anyone else was involved in that. I think he did that all by himself. I can hear them already calling out to race control to have a look at that one. Rick Weiger says, good thing is I missed him. Hoffman's in first, and Matt Parker battling with Fewens. Fewens has made up a few spots. No, he hasn't. He's held position now. It's Matty Parker has made up 3 positions in the opening exchange. John King as well up 2. Warren Davis up 1. Clarkie's up 1, and DiBattito's up 3 in the background as well. Nice get-go. The number 28 hypersonic racing car, he's jumped straight up into the top 10 now. Mark Peck equally as good, up 3 spots into 10th, and looking to move forward. So good get-go by Mr. Hoffman. In the Pecky Performance Racing, number 51, he's looking good out in front by 1.3 seconds. Already starting to build a bit of a margin over Fewens, who gets back ahead of Parker on the opening lap through the midfield section. Parker now into 3rd. Rick Weiger started fourth, is running fourth. In the background, there's a good little melee going on between King, Davis, and Hunt. Travis Hunt having a look to the inside, thinks better of it. Let's run up the hill on board. Into the opening lap. Look at the wag of the tail there for Johnny King in the JWME Motorsport car as he got on the throttle. And the rear tyres still complaining as they're quite cold on this opening lap. Here we go, up the hill, heading towards the start finish line. A standing start, 137.4 for Parker in P3. Big dive from Hunt down the inside on Warren Davis. He ends up aborting the move, thinks better of it. Could have been all right, I reckon. Oh, he gets very close again to the back of Davis as they exit side by side. He's right on his door, in fact. They go wheel to wheel, out of 3, down towards 4, and in the background, Roy Clark's getting the bird's eye view of this little battle. Here he is on board with Clark now. Hunt jumps back in behind as King runs very wide on the exit, I think, and Rick Viger as well. In fact, most drivers just finding the edge of the track through turn 4 as they stretch the limits of these tyres on the opening couple of laps. Lap 2 now of 70. It's a long one, isn't it? It's 70 laps. I think a few of the drivers were feeling it last night. I think the race distance was around an hour and 45, maybe an hour and 50 minutes from memory. So it's a long time to keep your concentration around what is a circuit that, other than the big straightaway up towards the start-finish line, which is more of a king to the left, you don't get a lot of opportunities to just relax. Davis up 2 into 6 now, the new Banter Alliance racing team. They've had some strong finishes since this amalgamation. They're training together, working together, as they have been for a long while, but under this new banner, they're looking fantastic, aren't they? Have a listen as they go through. How good do they sound, these V8 Supercars? Hoff out in front, gap back to 0.6 of a second now, so starting to come back towards Jason Fewens. He's due a good result, Fewens. He's closing the margin in. In fact, he's just done a new fastest lap of the race, a 1:33.1 was that second lap for Fewens, so really good speed. And now he starts to attach to the back of the Pecky Performance Racing car. They've got to watch Matty Parker behind. He's got a good head on him. He'll be thinking right now, okay, let's not overcook these tyres. Long race. We're going to probably see 18 or so laps out of the first stint. And the pit window's actually open now, according to the details I was given last night from Rick Viger. So I'll just run through those again so you've got your head around it as well. 70 laps, maximum fuel burn for Rick was 3.25 litres. What we're talking about him, let's put him on the screen. There he is, the Angry Birds Racing driver 014 sends me these details each week, but 3.25 litres per lap fuel burn with a starting tank of 60 litres. Gives you about 18 laps, and then the tank capacity can be filled to 110 litres therefore after, which gives you about 33 to 34 laps. So from lap 36 you can bring it home. From lap 2 you can start to make one of your first 2 pit stops. So far no one's ducked in for a stop just yet. So Fewens now within 0.3 of a second crossing the line, does another new fastest lap of the race, the 33.1 now, and a 32.9 for Hunt down there in 7th place. So he's just closed up onto the back of Warren Davis with a new fastest lap of the race. So he's starting to look very racy as well on lap 4 of 70. We'll be talking to some drivers throughout the broadcast tonight as well, so looking forward to that. We'll bring him in for a chat when we can. Davis under pressure. Hunt not close enough this time. They've dropped Clark by a little bit now. You can just see Roy is currently about 2 seconds off the back of P7. So Dibatito, Peck, Vanderkran, and then Quaney 57 in 12th place now, 8.8 seconds off the lead. Then you got Troy Sipple in that beautiful Quantum Tint Solutions Pecky Performance Racing Ford Mustang. And he's in 14th place at this moment, dropped 3 at the start. The one who lost out the most, this man, Paul Hayes. There is quite a bit of damage on the right-hand side of the car. I wonder if there was a scrape. We haven't heard anything come through from race control, but the WCM Scorpion eSports car definitely has had contact with either another car or the barrier. Will Wilson says Hoff might do the whole race on one tank with extreme fuel saving. Excellent. Mark Dials in the house says, hey Luke, can't wait for next season, over on Facebook. Nice to have you watching, Mark, of course, and I'm looking forward to next season as well. It's going to be a ripper, some great tracks on the calendar. Sandown coming to the service as well. Looking forward to that, that's for sure. So Parker's just re-engaged himself now with the back of Fewens.
Race control, and I get a tow.
Oh, Clark is just asking for a tow.
Did you get pole position, please, Ruth?
What's happened here? He's down at turn 1.
Safety car boards and flags, safety car boards
There you go. Safety car boards and flags on lap 5 of this race. So, okay, so Clark's, I think, probably blown a motor by the looks of things. And that puts us under our first full course caution for the evening. And we're going to see the Bay 21 safety car Porsche 001 be used. It feels like we haven't seen this car out of the pits very often this season. It's been a well-behaved season of driving by all competitors. But here comes the Bay 21 safety car now to make its way out, pick up the crew. Andrew Hoffman will come around and grab the back of this Porsche 911, and then they'll follow around at slow speed. And the whole field would be once again compressed. So interesting. Obviously, with this being a replay file tonight, it's not 100% live. We can't jump forwards and backwards, but what we can do is ask Roy if he's in the chat to let us know what happened and how come she blew. There you go, blown engine. That's in the chat. Roy says parked it well. Says Warren Davis. Hard on the gears. Clarkey says Mark Peck. So a couple of drivers in the pits now, and this is not a bad solution to what is an interesting problem. Having the safety car, I wonder, just listen in here to race control.
Safety car is on the left-hand side, just after the turn in front of him.
So it looks like we've got 6 drivers that haven't come into the pits, 7 if you include Fletcher Christian. Remember, Fletcher started right at the back of the grid. He's now up into P7. Everyone else has done, I reckon, the right thing. They've jumped in now under caution to take this first chance to get full tank of fuel. And I wonder if the top 7 haven't missed an opportunity there. So we'll keep an eye on this as they bunch up now behind the Porsche safety car, on board with the Hoff looking forward. And like I said, so 7, Hunt just comes out now in 8th. He has stopped and took 25 seconds worth of fuel. Here he is coming out of the pits now, ahead of Dave Bordock, who had a very short stop just to grab some track position. He's in P9. Only took 10.37 seconds worth of fuel, so he's going to choose to have his longer stop at the second opportunity in the pit lane, which is interesting. So let's see who else went for that short stop strategy. I wonder if Dave did that by mistake. He might confirm that. But it's a 10-second stop versus everyone else who is well into the 20 or mid-20 second stops for their first tank of fuel. Be that it's short in the race, obviously they've got the 60 litre capacity is the starting fuel, so you can put 110 in, but if you've still got about 50 or so litres in the tank, obviously you're not going to have as long fueling up as if you were to come in at the end of lap 18, when you can then put a full 110 litres in, which is about 45 or so, 40 seconds we saw last night. Dave Bordock says nope, he's stuffed up. Very honest there, Dave. So that's why he did the short stop. It's giving him track position though, but honestly it's going to hurt him a bit later on, as we see Hoff now bunching the pack up behind the safety car, and everyone who had made a little gain there
oh, that was close, Dave.
has now unfortunately had that diminished.
Yeah, I cocked up my pit stop, I didn't put any fuel, and I'm looking down, making sure that, oh my god!
There you go, you can hear Dave Bordock himself just telling everyone that he didn't put fuel in the car at the stop. So that's going to hurt him. He'll have to go on to a 3-stop strategy here, Dave Bordock. So drop the checker now, says Jace Fewens, with Dave Bordock in a top 10 position. Hey, big thanks again, Dave. Actually got Ben Anthony's replay file tonight because Google Drive was not letting me download it. But big thanks to this season for, and other seasons too, Dave Bordock, who has been generous enough to give the replay file across each week so we can tune in and watch, which is fantastic. All right, safety car is increasing speed and getting out of here. We're on lap 7 of 70, 1/10 race distance. A long way to go on a Friday night. Everyone jump on, grab a beer or two, some nibblies, and let's have a good time. Let's see if there's anyone to chat to. I'm going to head across now to the broadcast booth and have a look. Anyone standing by? keeping me company tonight. I'm heading over there now. I've just popped into the broadcast booth with a lap to go into caution. Let's see if anyone comes in for a quick chat. We've got plenty of things to talk about. Greg Favell, what a season he had winning the championship last night for Split 1. Incredible job. So a week off next week, and then we go in for season number 12. Jacob Neesley says, big shout out to the admin. Fantastic job putting this series together. You guys are legendary with about 400 beers there and a shackers to boot. So very good. Yeah, they do a fantastic job. You've got, remember, 2 officials in each server, in each split. So there's 6 of them all together out there doing their thing, driving the safety car manually as well. Should shortly speed away from the field. 001 safety car in this server, about to rip a few gears here and get out of the way and let these guys get back to their racing. It's been a real highlight looking at the liveries again through season 11. The Pecky Performance racing car doesn't it look nice in the sunshine? The new Banter and Lions team as well.
Safety car will now pull away from the field. Copy, please maintain 100 kilometres an hour. When the safety car is in the pit lane, I'll advise, and the race will restart when you're ready.
So Ben Anthony there on the comms, giving the drivers nice clear instructions for the race restart procedure, which is about to happen here and going into lap 8. See the safety car boards come in, and we'll get back to full pace racing here at Brazil. Hoff will be ready to jump when he can. Safety car is in the pit lane now, which means the Hoff, when he is ready to jump, he can get going. He's holding, and he'll get going very, very soon. There he goes. So he applies the throttle. Fewens picks up the throttle pretty quickly in response, and then Parker has gone with him as well. Back in the order a little bit. Quaney up into 5th place now. Remember, these top 7, including this man, Fletcher Christian, who's just been passed by Travis Hunt, has not stopped. So Christian back to 8th now. Travis Hunt, who's the top lead driver that has made a pit stop, now up into P7 and only 2.9 seconds off the lead. And that's what I'm talking about. This pit strategy of not stopping under caution is really going to hurt the top 6 now. As well, if they come in now under full green flag, it's going to put them way back in the pack. So Hoff, who's leading, he's a master of fuel saving, but as he just kicked himself there right in the backside by not taking that pit stop, had the safety car opportunity. Jason Fewens, Yo's 6-7, right up behind him. Keith Logan's in the house. Hello, Keithy boy. Hope you're doing well, man. Big thanks to everyone that's been a star sponsor as well over this season 12. It's been fantastic. We've been able to give some of that back to. He donated $200 last week to Beyond Blue on behalf of you guys, the fans that tune in to RACESTARS TV. And we can do that, which is fantastic to hopefully help towards a good cause. And Drop Bear Motorsport, who organised that, should also be given some credit, because they have raised almost $1,000 now for Beyond Blue through their racing achievements. So that's fantastic. Oh, King really wide there, almost out on the grass. He's going neck and neck here with Rick Feiger. Door to door down the pit straight. I think Rick's going to have him at the end of the straight, although King on the outside says, no, how about I go around the outside? And he will sweep across. A good move there, John King. Can he hold it down through the centre S's? Oh, looks like he can. He's trying for a switchback, Feiger, but King was super through there. Lovely effort. They've already broken away big time from the... This top pack of about 7 cars have broken away from John King by about 6 seconds already. So incredible speed at the front. Question there from Will, who are the contenders for the championship? Well, it was Travis Hunt, John King and Paul Hayes right up there in the championship coming into the final round. Scott Weston just on the fringes of the top 3 as well, with Rick Feiger up there on the fringes of the top 3. That's probably why there was a bit of... you could hear the voice of Paul Hayes when he had that mistake. I think at the start, I think it was just a mistake. Went off on turn 2. Would that hurt him in taking maybe 3rd place in the championship? We'll have to wait and see. It is close up near the top as Troy Sipple battles here with Travis Hunt. Hunt back into 7th now. Remember, he's the first driver that has stopped. So Fletcher Christian has been falling back progressively since the restart there. Back into 11th place now. Getting gobbled up by the drivers that have stopped for their first tank of fuel. So back at the front, Andrew Hoffman. 9 laps into lap 10 now we are, in fact. Nice and wide up on the curb. Matt Parker keeping the car well settled through turn 3 and starting to look around, dice around. You can see in the background Troy Sipple under a little bit of pressure too from Travis Hunt. There's John King leading the next little battle pack. Back further, Paul Hayes, Murray Reale having a little bit of a look at Peter van der Kraan. There's the pit machine, and behind him Tim Betts, Reg James in the new Banter Alliance car as well. Then the Taipan eSports car of Craig Healy, Richard Barella and Todd Martin. Back a bit further, Scorpion eSports, he has David Bordock, the company, in the blue 37 Banter Alliance entry as well. Busy pack here with Pitt, Weston, Scott Weston for, oh look at Betts around the outside having a go. That will generally not work through this part of the circuit. Weston will surely come across and close the door. He slams the door shut in the Ford Mustang. That helps Reg James now attached to the back of him as well. Let's jump on board with Jamesy, Banter Alliance car. He's got Craig Healy just behind him, and Barella's bolted to the back of that transaxle as well. So he's trying to go along with this little crew of cars. A wag of the tail for Tim Betts. That'll hurt him along the main straight. And he may just drop off the back of Scott Weston and give Reg James a chance here to engage and overtake at the end of the pit straight, but he's not close enough, and he's not using all of the toe. You can just see him hanging to the left a bit there, not pushing through the hole that's been created by Tim Betts' car. As someone just locks the brake down through the centre S's. I think that may have been van der Kraan. All right, back to the front. Check it out. Hoffman still leads 5, nearly 6/10 of a second. Matt Parker really close this time. Let's jump on the top of Matty Parker's car and just watch this midsection. Crank up the sound, have a listen as he attacks, and listen to the way the throttle is applied and just tickled through this part of the racetrack. For the exit out of this corner in particular. So it's a real gradual squeeze of the throttle before he can actually get it to 100%, and then it's all beans up the straightaway. Off, leads across towards the start finish line again. 2.7 tenths the lead, not a lot in it. In fact, that's coming down to under 2 tenths now as they cross the line. Fewens closes right up again, but doesn't push for an overtake just yet. He's being Mr. Patience tonight, Jason Fewens. As I think Troy Sipple has just been overtaken by Warren Davis. Davis back into 8th where he began the race. Troy Sipple in 9th, who's up 2 spots. Fletcher Christian still hanging in there. Like I said, he has dropped back though. I think he's trying to save a big amount of fuel to try and push it out to possibly the next safety car. You know that he made a mistake by not pitting at that first safety car, and he'll try and push it out as long as he can now. Big thanks to Jamie McKnight for the season setups as well. I know a lot of the drivers appreciate the hard work that goes into that. When I see comments like the car was on rails, a lot of that's to do with the hard work that Jamie and others put in for this series. Hey, by the way, Keith, those stars, man, 40-week streak you've now racked up, a 40-week streak. Thank you so much, my friend. Jay Fewens, the 067. He'd love a victory, wouldn't he, in the final round of this series? A lot of these drivers, you've got to remember, split 2 drivers are all now hard at work trying to qualify for the top split. So pre-qualifying, I think, kicking off tonight. And we're going to see a lot of them start to push really, really hard to get themselves up there. Parker attacks again around the outside, so close. Now he looks to the inside on Fewens. They'll go wheel to wheel. Oh, and he's lost it. He's lost it. Parker's gone around. And a little pirouette. He'll get back into this, but sadly, it'll drop him down to almost probably 9th, maybe 10th place. Troy Sipple will get a run on him as well. It's a big mistake there from Parker. And he ends up dropping away from that fantastic battle he was having for P2 in the race. So there's Fewens. Now doesn't have to worry about the man that was right behind him. So just watch this, just dropped it, got up on the curb, and then the back end went around. So easy to do. Sadly, it is very, very costly. Warren Davis again attacking the Quaney 57 car now, which is up into 6th place, up 11 positions for Quaney. He's got some damage to the left-hand side of the car. He's had a decent old knock or two tonight. But Warren Davis, he's out of his skin tonight, isn't he? Look at that, down the inside again. Davis with an overlap, has a look, then backs out of it. I think Quaney got wide through there, he did. Now Davis will try and go around the outside. And he backs out of that as well, but he's looking so racy. The Banter Alliance car, the 007, Mr. Bond, down the inside has another look. Not this time, Quaney says, maybe next time. Maybe next time. Here we go again. Matt Parker is re-engaged with Warren Davis, so that even though he's just had a little spin, look at him go. The big dive down the inside. Matty Parker takes a 2-for-1 deal. Thank you very much. He says, can he stop it? No, he can't. That was a mega dive bomb. And Troy Sipple will come back at him as well now, but Parker, the latest of the late breakers, unfortunately just couldn't get it pulled up as Fewens now goes to the lead of the race. The Hoff comes back at him, and he gets alongside. Fewens runs wide. Hoff gets back into the lead of the race. So they're dicing at the front. This is like a split one race, isn't it? And then Fewens with a late on the brakes, big dive down the inside, brings himself back into the lead of the race. So Fewens leads Hoffman second. Mark Peck getting a fantastic look at this big snap there as he applied the brakes for Hoffman. Pecky now engaging into P3. Travis Hunt up into 4th, and remembering Travis Hunt has stopped for fuel. There's your pit strategy. You can see Hunt and King, and then you've got Davis, Viger, and then from 12th down, all of those drivers have had their first fuel stop. So the fart leads Jason Fewens up the fart, says Will Wilson. Go fart, says Stephen Murray. For those that don't know, Jason Fewens' name on YouTube is Fart. It's 2767. The man we're watching right now, the 67. Is the flying fart, says Jacob Beasley. I love it. The flying fart out in front. Having a great race, isn't he? So he'll be enjoying this one. As did Hoff go a little bit wide on entry there? He did. He's just dropped back a few more car lengths now, so 8/10 the gap. Meanwhile, Matt Parker trying again. He goes around the outside. He's getting a little bit, maybe a little bit desperate here to regather those positions that he lost. He's definitely carrying more car speed than the drivers around him, but he's got to be patient. There's no point sticking this in the fence. We're only 15 laps into a 70-lap race here tonight. It's a long evening, and in the background, that's Vanderkroon, I think. Was it pulling out of the tow? It was. There's Peter Latham. We haven't seen much of Pete. He's in 15th place, up 1 spot tonight. It's a pit behind him, Weston, and James and Barella having a lonely old race back in 19th. Dave Bordock 20th. Todd Martin, and then Craig Healy and Tim Betts. Right to the back now, Roy Clark and Dibatito, both out of the race. Your race leader locking a wheel there as he rotates the car. The Banter Alliance entry leading here on lap 15.
Cheers, mate.
So John King to the inside of Travis Hunt. This is, remember, in fact that was for position, and they're two drivers that have both fueled up. So I was thinking for a second there that there was such a polite little opening of the steering and letting King through that maybe they're on different strategies. But they're not. Both these drivers came in on lap 5 with the safety car and took 28.8 seconds worth of fuel for King and 25.3 for Travis. So maybe Travis just trying to save a little bit more fuel in this portion of the race, lap 16. He doesn't want to push too hard. He's happy to let John King go out in front. And and try and knock it out of the park when he engages with the top three, who are all yet to stop. There they are down the road. That's your top three. In the background you can see King and Hunt. And then there's a great battle going on right now between these guys. Van der Kran, Mario Reale, Latham and Simon Pitt, sorry. Let's jump into the onboard here with Simon Pitty Pitt. And have a look at these cars dicing in front. Ben Anthony has said, if Jason Fuhren spins, is it known as a shart? I love it. I love it. The comedy is strong tonight over in the YouTube chat, by the way. If you're over on Facebook, which is very, very quiet, not a lot going on there. Hello to our Facebook viewers, by the way. I'm not having a go at you. It is very, very quiet compared to YouTube. YouTube, there's a party going on, and it's all kinds of wackiness going on in that chat. So back with this Quayne, Parker and Davis battle. Let's jump on board with Warren Davis, the 007. He's stopped, so he's currently sitting in P3 if you take out all the drivers in front that are yet to make their first pit stop. So third place, theoretically, and in a pretty decent position for the Banter Alliance car. In fact, he would see himself on the podium, and he might even be a little bit further up shortly, because look at these two dicing in front. That's Quayne and Parker. Both of these drivers yet to stop. Davis has got a better exit. You might get them both. They make contact and they're both going to go off the track, are they? No, they're not. Parker did in a big way though. Parker with a huge moment. He's over on his lid.
199 lap 78.
Oh, Parker. That is Devo. That might be a second safety car. Sounds like he's also being attacked by a Dialect, or whatever they call the from Doctor Who. He's got him on. Second safety car board and flags here tonight.
Maintain your race speed till you're across the start finish line.
And that's for Matt Parker. Wow, I think we probably missed it on the replay, but let's have a quick look. Yeah, we were too late on the button, but he's in all sorts there. And this is now a second safety car and a chance for those that didn't stop to maybe jump back in, or jump in now for their first pit stop. Fuhrman's being one of them. Hoffman and Peck, so wow, big crash.
Well, they'll go past safety car there.
Stephen Murray. I'll have to look into that, man. I got no idea what that even is, so thank you. I'll check it out. Shervo says, what happened there? Hold my beer. Matty Park says, watch this. There definitely was some contact, wasn't there, between himself and, was it Quayne? They just rubbed, were on board at the time, and we'll wait and see what the stewards say about that one. But just that little bit of contact.
Safety car will be at the exit of turn 3.
As Paul Hayes will go through to lead the race. So
well, please.
This is interesting. What happened to Travis Hunt there? Because he'd made a pit stop already. He's come in again. Lap 18. Now he's going to top it all up, but surely they've realised that that's too early to be able to do just the two-stopper. So there's actually a lot of the drivers that have come in for their second stop now. And the critical lap tonight, lap 36, being the lap that you can then fuel up and bring it home from. So I find that a little odd, to be honest with you. Maybe someone can clarify why so many cars came in for a second pit stop that made their first one under the first safety car. Here we go. So safety car came with about 3 laps of fuel left. Perfect timing. Parker taking one for the team. Thanks, brother, says Jason Fewens. Interesting, yeah. Maybe someone can just clarify the safety car. Sorry, there you go, race control, giving car 21 Roy Clark a wave around. But yeah, maybe someone can clarify why these second pit stops were important for the drivers in this portion of the race, being that now they're going to assure themselves a 3-stop strategy. Whereas last night we definitely saw 2 stops was the way to go. So I'll just tell you, I'll run down the list. The top 5 have stopped once. Hayes, Van der Kran, Latham, James and Barella. You've got Dave Bordock now in 5th place. He stopped twice in the race, so the second time he actually did get some fuel in. John King, Travis Hunt, Warren Davis, Rick Viger, all these drivers then from there on in down to Scott Weston have stopped twice. Jason Fuen's only stopped the once now. He's on a 2-stopper, P13, so looking pretty good. Everyone's going to have to stop again. He'll carry some good pace, and he was hurt by the fact he didn't stop in the first one. I'm just going to see. No one's been able to give me an answer yet about... So John King says, was less fuel on the second stop. It brought me back to my original strategy. Free fresh rubber as well for a couple of others. Fresh tyres, Scotty Weston says. So maybe the tyres really worth that much around here to move to a 3-stop strategy and lose that track position. Maybe they are. But Paul Hayes now in the box seat. He stopped on lap 5 at the first safety car, put in 28 seconds worth of fuel, and he'll run it through now to around lap probably 40 or so to then bring it home. So they're all fueled up. A short splash and dash at the end is another reason for Jason Fuen's. But we'll see how it pans out. Could we see someone left of field win this one tonight? We'll get a top 3. Dave Bordock in 6th, up 18 positions. The Blue Oval, 37. Could we see this man get up close to a podium tonight in the final round of this V8 Veterans Season 11 for Split 2? All the drivers, by the way, over the age of 40. Big thanks to TaipanEvents on YouTube for having us hosted over there. All their hard work. Quantum Solutions, obviously the major partner for this series. And then SimSpec Engineering and Bay 21 Coffee. Big thanks to them for being on board as well for season number 11. This is how the calendar looks. We'll head across and see if anyone wants to hang out and have a chat. We've got Mark Dial and Paul Hayes. So let's have a talk to these two guys while they've come in for a quick chat. No further action, by the way, between Matt Parker and Michael Quain for that incident. It was a netcode-induced incident. Thank you, Ben Anthony, for that information. So let's say good day to Mark Dial, first of all. Hello, mate, and welcome to the broadcast tonight on a Friday night. We're watching a great Split 2 race, aren't we?
Yeah, it's been good so far. It's there's a fair amount of strategy involved from being in last night's race. So there is a big open window, so they can make some ground up a lot of these drivers. So it'll be interesting to see what can be done.
Drive away from the field. Paul, please maintain 100%.
And Paul, that first contact, what was that all about? The first couple of corners of the race, was there a touch in there, or you just made a mistake?
Yeah, there was a touch, but it was a netcode touch. So I got hit by a netcode and it spun me off the track. So there was nothing to happen, as far as an incident for anybody. But it was Jason Fuens was beside me in a netcode and just spat me off the road. So unfortunate there. But the reason you're asking right now, the reason everyone pitted for the second time with this safety car, because it takes so long to fill up with 110 litres of fuel.
Yep.
So the drivers that have gone in there now on their third stop is quite a short stop, so they can undercut everybody. I'm racing right now. I'm racing for P2 in the championship against John King. So I was going into pit lane and I saw John King dive into pit lane, and I just had to do a different strategy to John to try to change things up to because we're 2 points apart in the championship. So I'm trying to get hold of those 2 points against John King. So just trying a different strategy. I wanted to do the pit stop to do that later undercut fueling. Yep. But John was in front of me, so he dove in first. So I've just gone for a different strategy, just for a championship perspective.
Yeah, right. Okay, well, that makes sense. And we're just watching Peter van der Kraan off circuit there. I think asking race control to have a look, so probably another car involved in that. But yeah, it has mixed things up tonight, and I love the fact that they have brought in this halfway through the season, wasn't it? Brought in the new pit stop ruling where you could fill it right up. It wasn't limited, and it has brought some variance or some variety into the strategy, which has made it very interesting.
What it has done, it's brought in the fact if you do have an incident early in a race, you can have different strategies and get yourself back into the game. Whether people think that's fair or not, but because you can have different fuel strategies, you now can pit early and come back out and race in clean air and get back to the front, as Vargs did in split 1
Yep.
a few weeks back. Yeah, and so it shows even if you want to do a clean race and pit early, and you can keep that speed, you can get back up. But it also gives the opportunity, if you have an incident, to be able to get back up and fight for the lead again. As you can see, I'm up the front again now, so it's been good for me tonight.
Yeah, for sure. There's some great battles going on all the way down through the field. Now, season 12 mark coming up. There's about 4 million people signed up to race. It's going to be mega.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be 3 splits of almost 40 cars, I think. So it will be interesting, especially down in split 2, split 3. We're seeing what the guys can do in split 1, so we can hope that the guys can do the same thing in split 2 and 3. So with 40 cars on the grid, so it'll be good.
Yeah, they've been smallish grids as we've come to the end of the season, which is to be expected. The numbers drop off a little bit. People have commitments, and obviously people who are out of the championship sometimes just think maybe it's better to have a Thursday night with the family than spend the whole thing racing. So, but yeah, I think especially the first couple of rounds and then bringing in new tracks like Sandown, we're going to see 45 cars in split 1. It's going to be huge, and then I'm sure the other 2 splits are just going to be chockers as well. So it's going to be great.
Yeah, Sandown is coming in, and we're swapping that out for Sonoma. Sonoma won't be run, so it'll be Sandown instead. So I can't wait. As soon as that hits the grid, I'm on Sandown all over it. So
is it next week? When is it? It's pretty soon, I think.
Yeah, next week I think it comes in. So
very cool. So yeah, we're just seeing.
Doing the week 13 there as well in the old VF and FG.
Okay, yep.
So yeah, that'll be interesting too. Retro round.
Very cool. We just saw Fewens drop back a stack of positions. But yeah, Paul, we are watching that battle between yourself and King now. You're line astern in this race, and the gap is 2.5 seconds. But it's been a close championship, and you know there's been ups and downs, but it has come down, as you say, 2 points between you. That's pretty mega.
Earlier in the race, Trav was behind. Trav was in front of John, and he's saying, "Oh, John's got a bit more pace. I might just let him through." And I'm going, "No, no, do not let him through." And he goes, "Oh, I let him through because I reckon he'd give me a tow." And I'm going, "Oh, no, not for this race, mate." But he let him through, and yeah, now we're battling. So it's a good battle to watch. So keep an eye on it. I'll watch myself, and I'll speak to you soon.
All right, thanks, boys. Yeah, we'll get back to the action. We'll crank up the sound again, but come in for another chat later on.
Okay, bye.
We'll do.
Cheers, guys. Righto, so that was good to have a quick chat with a couple of the legends from the series, and we'll crank the sound back up now as we ride on board with Travis Hunt. Paul Hayes still leading the race. I'm interested in this battle back here. Dave Baldock in 8th place, just being attacked now by Scott Weston and Reale. This is looking back from Dave Baldock's car. And Scott Weston thought about it and thought against it. So Dave's doing well here, up 16 spots into the top 8. Behind him, Scott Weston's up 11 spots into 9th. And the biggest mover and shaker, other than Baldock at the moment, is Barella. And Reggie James up in P3. Let's not forget Reg, fending off Travis Hunt at the moment. And Reg has made up 18 spots. Only 1 pit stop so far. There's the pit strategy. Just pointing out the variety once again. Like I said, there's 2 different types of drivers tonight. There's about 4 or 5 that stopped in that first safety car and haven't stopped again. Everyone else is on for a 3-stop strategy. Look at the back end there of Hunt moving around as he now looks to the inside again. Oh, contact with James, and there's secondary impact as well. There's going to be a couple of unhappy drivers here, I reckon. Let's have a listen.
Race control, can you take a look at that, please? Car 38, that's 23.
So Reg, just giving him a big shout out. He's up there in P3. He's now dropped back to 14th place with that nudge, and I think that'll be a slam dunk penalty as well. So it doesn't really ease the pain though for the driver that gets taken out, does it? Drive-through penalty, Travis Hunt for contact with Reg James. So there you go. Trav TV, Travis Hunt will wear the brunt of that one. He'll have to go through the pits now and serve that drive-through penalty. Michael Quain's got a drive-through as well for contact with Troy Sipple on lap 23.
The whole way.
And where is Sipple there? There was a bit of contact, I think, prior to that. Sipple's gone to the pit lane. Unfortunately, as we see a race leader now out in front by 1.3 seconds. King has got a huge gap, only 5 seconds, and back to Warren Davis for P3.
Drive-through penalty, car 57 for multiple incidents involving car 17.
So that's car 67, I think it was said. Would that be right? Craig Healy is car 67. So Sipple and Quain have got together. Hunt and James as well on lap 23. A couple of incidents. We missed one or two of them, but plenty of drive-throughs. 2 safety cars tonight as well, as we see now Todd Martin and Craig Healy still fighting. He's down in 18th position. These two are out. Sorry, it was car 57 was the one that got the drive-through. Obviously Michael Quain, so he's now back in 21st place, serving that penalty. All right, let's ride on board here with Peter Vanderkraan as he runs up the hill behind Jason Fewens. Jason carrying some damage, and Vanderkraan's got a nice little run on him here. May try and get through around the outside of turn 1, doesn't. Stays in position behind Pity, Peck and Fewens. Little battle pack in front is red hot. Reali's at the front of that too. And he's got Simon Pitt all over the back of him. Quain in the pit lane. Now he's stopped. Trying to see if he's coming back out again. He is, I think, just reappearing on the racetrack now. Dave Bordock once again under some pressure. How good are these Banter Alliance cars look? I'm loving this new livery. There's the Hoff, by the way, just sitting there in 8th place. Remember, this man led the race. Oh, is there contact? Oh, and he goes off. Made a little bit of contact with Dave Bordock there. And he's put himself off into the fence.
Race control, 1 lap 25, not sure.
I'd say he drove into the side of
Yeah, I'll have a look for you.
Bordock there is what I was seeing, but we'll see if race control see it differently. So here's Hayes out in front. No further action. Hoffman and Bordock on lap 25. That's the response from race control. So, and I think rightly so. Dave Bordock was minding his own business, and the Hoff, I think, made a little error, just collecting the side of him. So lap 26 now of 70. Bordock in this little battle pack. Let's jump on with Simon Pitt. Oh, he's got a nice run on Bordock there. Could get close on the exit. Now he gets an exit out of the centre S's and should be able to progress forward.
Concept car 038. 038 losing multiple positions.
So Fewens drops back another position.
How many laps over the back now within?
Sorry, mate.
All good, bud.
All right, so we're going to do a lap on board visor cam with someone here. Let's pick someone something different. Maybe Travis Hunt, who's just back here in 14th place. This could be exciting. So we'll pick him up across the line and we'll do a full lap on board. At the moment, he's just trying to recover.
Car 51, no further action.
He's in 14th place. He's got Reg James, Peck, Vanderkraan and Bordock in front. We want to try and clear them as quickly as he can. And remember, this guy was leading the championship points coming into the final round. So let's ride on board up the straightaway. I'll mute my mic and let's enjoy a lap with visor cam.
Going in, Peter, sorry.
Let's not enjoy a lap with visor cam. Oh my gosh, let's jump on board with the Hoff. He's there, he'll start a lap for us. So the Hoff crosses the line. Petey reckons we need a pedal cam. Pedal cam in the car.
Yeah, headlights work well, Andy.
You ask, I deliver.
Maybe he's got an electrical problem.
I don't think we can really get too much down in the pedals though. That's the problem. How's this? There's not much action going on down at the pedal box with the Hoff. That's how he does it. A foot on each pedal, flat to the floor. That thing drives like a weapon. Oh, he's almost into the back of Craig Healy there. Craig Healy just leaves the door half open. The Hoff puts it down there, and oh, the Hoff speared off into the fence. And oh dearie me. All that, I was about to say all that hassle. Then I thought that's going to be a Hasselhoff joke if I say that. All that hassle of firing it down the inside, and he's gone straight off into the fence. So unlucky. Man who led the race at the start now finds himself in 19th place. As Paul Hayes crosses the line to start lap 29 now. John King right on his tail. So this is the battle for P2 in the championship. So it's super close between them on the racetrack now as well. And that's what we want to see, isn't it? I was trying to think of the, what was that Peter Brock Commodore? That, was it the VL where they had some little gadget under the bonnet that no one knew exactly what it did? I was going to say that's what's in the Hoff's car. What was that thing called? It was like the Exterminator or something. There was a certain name, I can't remember what it was. It was a little electronic box which apparently gave the car more power, but let's all be honest here, I think there was nothing inside it. It was a placebo of power affecting, but what was it called? Someone will know out there. Latham in 13th, we're on board with now. He's fighting with Reg James, who locks the brake again. Behind them, Bordock and Christian are both still up 10 positions, so even though they're not inside the top 10, they're in the mid-pack here and have moved along nicely throughout the race. The polarizer, that was it, Warren, well done. You can look it up, V8. Was it a V8 or was it a VL? Was it a polarizer? See if I can look it up now. Yeah, we can find one for sale on carsales.com. It was a VE VL. VE to VL is the car. There it is there. What a beautiful race car. Oh, what a beautiful car. They made a beautiful race car as well, but what a beautiful car. Fantastic. Alright, so season 12 coming up. This is the calendar. We'll have a quick look at that now whilst we're racing here. But Belle Isle, then Le Mans, Oran Park on the 30th. We go to Laguna Seca, Sonoma, Monza, Sebring. In fact, that Sonoma will be Sandown on the 14th of July, so put that one in your calendar. Sebring, Phillip Island, Suzuka, the Nordschleife, Imola and Alton Park. So it's a huge season coming up. Plenty of new drivers as well. They're going to have to cut their teeth in this series and find their way. Going to love that first couple of rounds initiation for the newbies, the noobs. Is it true we've got a female competitor as well coming in? I think it is. So the boys club is going to be no longer the boys club as John King looks to the inside to have a run on Hayes. Hayes will hang on Willie. They go wheel to wheel. He leaves him. Oh, not much space there. They get together, these two. They lean on each other. The two guys fighting for second and third in the championship have just come together in a big way. Hayes stays in front. How much damage did that do to the two cars? That was risking it all, wasn't it? Warren Davis would have loved them both to spear off into the fence there, but they didn't. Just watch this down through the centre S's as they re-attack there wasn't a lot of space left there, with Hayes just coming across into the side of King. So King has now got through back into the lead of the race, and here comes Warren Davis. Don't count him out for having a shot at a win tonight. He has made 2 stops as well, so he's in a good place as far as the strategy goes. It is poor Hayes really that he's on the 1-stopper at the moment. He's got a long stop to come after this, whereas King in front and Davis, who we're on board with, will make that short splash and dash around, I think, a lap, maybe lap 50 or so for these guys. They did stop on lap 17, so add 34 or so laps to that, and you get the time they'll come in. So Ben Anthony's just informed me that there's an updated calendar, which I should have downloaded by now, which I have now. So there you go. There's your updated calendar with Sandown on the 14th of July. Added in for good measure, and we'll be doing 65 laps around Sandown that night, so it's a big one. I'm looking forward to a couple of those races, in particular 77 laps around Oran Park. It's been a while since we've been there. 10 laps around the Nordschleife. That's going to be hell. I can tell you right now, that's going to be hell to pay that night. What else is on there that's going to be exciting? Le Mans, heading there with these cars will be fun. 22 laps around Le Mans for round 2. And Phillip Island, always fun to go back to Phillip Island. I feel like we haven't been there for a while as well. So this is the battle we're watching at the moment for Peter Latham and Reg James, 12th and 13th place. Fletcher Christian about 2 seconds off the back of this battle as well, just starting to try and get back onto the tail of Jamesy. So John King's just stretched out a half a second lead on that lap. He did a 30, what was it, a 34.3 it was, versus 34.4 as they went across the line. 34.2 for Weston, new fastest lap for him, doing a personal best on that lap. At the moment, the fastest lap of the race is still held down there at 32.9 by Hunt in 15th place. So how's that for outright speed for someone who's outside of the top 10? That's incredible. The top 3 separated by 1.5 seconds, the top 4 by 5.6, so a bit of a gap there as Simon Pitt runs wide, keeps it on the racetrack. I think he just touched the grass in the background right about. Let me see if I can bring this in focus and show you where he went wide. Just got the focus on its way there eventually, and there you go. You can see that mark in the grass. That's where Simon Pitt just kicked it up, and that's hence why we saw the off-track marker come up momentarily. Back with King at the front though. This is good, isn't it? 1 second now, so he's put out another half second on this starting, or the start of lap 33. He looks pretty invincible at the moment from that position. Split 2 drivers having a really good run tonight. Don't forget Split 3 broadcast straight after this with John Van Ree at WKMP TV. We'll be sending a link out later on for that broadcast. And I reckon they'll have a bit of fun tonight. It's always fun on a Friday night, isn't it? So qualifying underway for the for season 12 now. So they can now start to practice and qualify. And hopefully we'll get some updates as some times come in, and those positions for Split 1, obviously the top 20 from Split 1, Season 11, promoted straight through to top split again. Sean McNamara in the house. Hello, Sean. And Brendan Van Green says, yeah, energy polarizer. Stephen Banks as well. Mark Dial says the polarizer too. So you guys are all over it, referring to the Commodore comment we had before. But yeah, so the top 20 from season 11 in split 1 guaranteed a spot in split 1 for season 12. The top 3 from split 2 instantly qualify for split 1 as well. So we're probably going to see, I would say, looking at the points, it's going to be Hunt, Hayes and King in no particular order, maybe Weston. 3 of those 4 drivers are going to be elevated up into the top split for next season. That leaves us with 22 positions available from all the drivers from split 2 and split 3 to now go and do their pre-season qualifying and try and get themselves into the top best of the best session. The great thing is, if you miss out on the top split, the second and third split are just as good. And the racing's really clean here. All the drivers, like I said, over the age of 40. You got to be that to be in the V8 veterans. And the way they've now hooked it up with the separate championships for split 1, split 2 and split 3 really means that it doesn't matter what split you're in. You're going to be racing against the same drivers each week. It's all on a level playing field here with a fixed setup, as Jason Fuelens runs very wide through there. And it's going to be competitive, close racing. So lots to look forward to in the upcoming 12-week season about to kick off in a fortnight's time. Let's jump on board with Travis Hunt. He robbed us of a lap before he went into the pits when I was on board with him for that drive-through penalty, I think it was. But we'll just keep an eye on this lap as he hones in on the back of Fletcher Christian. So up into 14th place now with that pretty straightforward textbook overtake. Richard Barella's got himself up into the top 6. He was down the back earlier on. He's up 13 spots now, ahead of Reali in the HSR car. So with Donga Carts and Parts 6th, Hypersonic Racing 7th with the Banter Alliance. Jason Fuelens now starting to gain places, get himself back up to where he probably should be. He's got some speed tonight again, a 33.1, his fastest lap of the race. That's equal with Davis and the race leader, John King. So he's just got to get that consistency in check, Mr. Fuelens, and the 067 will be a force to reckon with for sure. Simon Pitt's first full season in the V8 Vets has gone really well, and he's up there in 9th place. So it's great battles. Oh, Fuelens again, he's really pumping it through that turn 3 section, sorry. Back into the car, reaching out. Luckily he's got some good reflexes. He caught it very quickly once again. He's aggressive on the throttle. Will Wilson says the best Holden engine is a Nissan. Yeah, I had a mate with a VL. It's about a 550 horsepower VL turbo. It was such a great car. Mark Peck would like anyone with his wife's mobile number to message her to bring ice cream up to the bedroom. There you go. Jeff Thomas, the RB30, he says, best engine ever in a Holden. So 70 laps around here. We're now an hour and a minute into racing. How are they feeling at this point? I reckon starting to get a little bit tired. I know my arms will be jelly by now, and I'd probably be thinking, right, I think I've had enough. Let's go park this up. Even some of the drivers in the Pro Invitational Series the other night, when they did their first 32-lap race around Winton, when they came back for the second one, a few of them were, I think, feeling it, thinking, all right, we've already done a big race tonight. You're going to put us through it again? We had some great racing though. But tonight, 70 laps around here, 70 times a minute and a half, with an average lap time of around 1 minute 33, 34 tonight. These drivers are doing in the split 2. Travis moves himself up another position now. I'm just going to try and get a couple of the season champion, if he's around, from last night, come in for a chat. Hunt goes up into 12th. Thanks, Peter, for the stars too. Reg James now back into 13th. Todd Martin's in behind them. Reggie up 8 spots in 13th at the moment. I love the highlight colours on this Banter Alliance car. Oh, he just disappeared on us. I was about to say it looks very nice, and then he went back to the future. So he's back again now. Richard Barella as well, still being hounded by Pity. It's sort of all just held station for about 10 or so laps now. I think we're with 31 laps to go. We're going to start to see a couple of drivers come in for their final pit stops shortly, and then we should see a run to the flag where these guys unleash a bit of fury. I think Simon Pitt needs to clear Varela ASAP here, and he's trying everything to get through. A bit of a touch there, just letting Varela know he means business. Another run up the straight. Big thanks to Sean Leyland, who shared the stream as well 33 minutes ago. Thanks, man. Good on you. As we watch this, he just pulls out of the toe. Again, he's out of the toe there, which doesn't really help you close up at a great rate of knots. You're better off hanging right underneath the rear wing of Barella. Barella goes in a little bit deep. We saw the lock up, and I think he's going to get around. He is. So Hit moves around. Barella gets also overtaken by Reale. So he loses 2 positions there in the one hit, unfortunately. So it happens very quickly. We're going to have a quick chat to, let's have a chat to Warren Davis while he's popped in. So how are you, Warren? Well, having a good race tonight, up in P2 at the moment, mate.
Yeah.
Car's looking good and enjoying yourself. The car feels good out there. You're 2.8 seconds behind the race leader, but you know, it's you've had the 2 stops, so you also went that route of putting as much fuel as you can in at every safety car.
Yeah, I was catching Kingy I was catching Kingy, and I don't know, I had a bit of a brain fade because I buggered up my fuel strategy, and I thought I was actually running short by about a lap for fuel. I don't know how I came to that conclusion. So I actually started to fuel save. I got up on the back of him, and then I started backing off. Then I realised, what are you doing, you idiot? After I gave him another 4-second gap. So, but anyway, I don't know what happened there. But yeah, look, starting to get the hang of this now. Just learning to be more patient and pick my moments and all that sort of stuff.
Do you run crew chief or pit crew or something for your fueling?
Yeah, fueling I was done by SDK actually.
Yep.
So I use that for fueling, but glancing up at the numbers, I don't know what I was thinking, but for some reason I thought I was lap down fuel. So as it turns out, I wasn't, because I had to pit again. So anyway,
that's right. Well, you got to obviously 3 stops tonight. We only saw drive. Obviously, there's only 1 safety car last night, but the drivers just did just the 2 stops. So obviously, we're seeing a lot of drivers tonight commit to 3 stops.
Yeah, I think it was because of the safety car, and it just changed. There were the 2 safety cars, rather. Changed everyone's strategies, and everyone sort of shifted what they were originally going to do, I guess. So, and my basic rule of thumb was, if the leaders are pitting and I'm not far behind them, I'm going to jump in with them and stay with them. So
just take as much fuel. Yeah, no, it's looking good, mate. So P2, Paul Hayes has looked fast tonight. He's only had the 1 stop so far, so he's in on lap 5 at the first safety car. He missed out on the second safety car, so he must be pretty close to being due for fuel if you can get around 34 laps out of a full tank.
Yeah, that's right. So it's been really good in split 2. I have to commend all the drivers in split 2. The driving etiquette and the camaraderie and everything in split 2 has been really, really good this season. So it's a pleasure to drive these guys.
And next season, have you started, working on your pre-season or getting ready for qualifying for next season, trying to get into the top split?
Yeah, the way I get prepared, mate, is I usually crack a can of wild turkey and then have a quick think about it, and then just jump on track and go and punch out some laps and see how we go. But I'm looking forward to the pre-quali. I should go all right at it this time around. So, and I missed quite a few. I think I missed about 4 races this season. So, unfortunately, I wasn't really in contention for anything. But we'll have a crack again next season and see how we go.
Well, that's it. And there's, with 23 spots tied up for top split, There's about 100 drivers that are going to be working their hardest right now to try and get those extra 22 spots. So it's massive, isn't it? 120 plus drivers registered for this season. It's crazy.
Yeah, Luke, it's going to be very, very interesting. And it'll probably be a bit of a shake-up, I reckon. There'll be a lot of new faces in there, so everyone's got to sort of relearn rather, how to drive next to someone that you don't know again. So that in itself is going to be a learning curve. It'll be a learning curve for the new guys, and it'll also be a learning curve for the guys that have been here for a while, driving next to people that they haven't driven with before. So all in all, it'll be a lot of fun. That's
it, mate. Well, thanks for coming in for a chat. We'll enjoy the rest of the race, and hopefully you can get yourself a podium from here on in. You're sitting well nicely in P2 at this stage, so if so, we'll chat to you a bit later.
All right, mate. Take it easy.
Thanks. Warren Davis coming in for a quick chat there as we watch him now on lap 43 of 70, and he is about 4.9 seconds off the lead of the race. So King continues to lead. There he is. There's the margin back, and Davis just in behind, also just touching the grass there on exit. Then Rick Viger, he's driven really well tonight, 6.3 seconds off the lead. He's also made the 2 stops work. So out of the top 5, 4 of them have made 2 stops. Jason Fewens in 5th place is the 1-stopper on that second safety car. Remember, he missed the first safety car. He came in on the second safety car and stopped for fuel, and put the 110 litres in. Simon Pitt's been dicing all over the back of Mark Peck. This battle for 7th. Travis Hunt as well. Needs to be patient here so he doesn't get caught up in the incident with these two. He gets hit down the inside now, so that was a nice little first part of this 2-part move that he's going to make. The next one will be on Mark Peck, on board with Pecky now looking back. So Hunt is a little bit out of position. He's in 8th place now. He started 6th on the grid. Oh, I thought he was going for the dive there. He's locked up Mark Peck, and that will let Hunt surely get through. No, he recovered it in the end. So a bit of driving to recover what was a big slide there for Pecky. But Travis Hunt is looming, and I think we'll probably get him by the top of the straight here. So for anyone that missed the split 1 race last night as well, as okay, so Travis, I thought he was coming to the pit lane there. He actually just went across, and he's going to go to the inside on Pecky, is he? Yeah, he does. So he goes through. Does he get it stopped and rotated? He does. So Travis up into 7th now. But if I was just saying, if you missed the top split finale last night, Greg Favell won the championship, 1,775 points over Greg Sharp, and Christian Smart ended up P3 in the championship. So fantastic job. Just edged out Jeff Thomas by 1 point. Can you believe? So that's sad and unlucky for Jeff.
Cheers, thank you.
But there's your final championship points up on the screen there. So great job by Greg Favell throughout the season. He's just been going from strength to strength, hasn't he? And you got a feel for Brenton Nitschke, who probably had a top 3 in him, but had a disconnection last night with a power failure moments before the race. So that's never ideal. But there's your final points positions for the top split, and we'll show the obviously split 2 will show at the end of this race tonight. So King still leads. Warren Davis and Rick Viger now coming into the lane for their final 3rd pit stop. Let's see how much fuel they take on board. Lap 45 of 70. 25 to go. How you guys going out there? You still with us there? Jeff Thomas says that one incident point I got last night is looking more significant now. So there you go. So what sometimes comes down to 1 point in a championship after 12 rounds, can you believe? So it's going to be, yeah, Will Wilson just pointing out the fact that Favell versus McKnight with no missed rounds next season. Got to remember Jamie missed about 3 opening rounds, but there's 2 of those were drop rounds, so he's got a bit of work to do, Jamie, for next season. The competition is strong. I mean, you look at the names in that top 10, and got Favell, Sharp, Smart, Thomas, Varga, McCune. Damien Cairns has been excellent, hasn't he? Tim Nichols up there if he gets some consistency. You got Dan Hall and Brenton O'Brien also just knocking on the door of the top 10 in the championship. There's just so many names that could easily attack and get victories next season. Michael Stewart's been going well. Craig Friend McKnight's there, of course. 8 times champion in this league. You can never discount him if he can get the full season in next time out. That's for sure, as we watch Craig Healy now attacking the back of Todd Martin, who's up into 7th. Up 8 positions for Martin. Finding his feet tonight in the final race. And like I said before, it's if you've got 120 plus drivers, there's going to be at least 100 trying to qualify for that top split with the guys that get their automatic pre-selection, being the top 20 in split 1 and the top 3 in split 2. Will Wilson also says, yeah, and Gamble. Yeah, don't forget Scotty Gamble. He finished down the championship points, but that's because he only competed in a few races in that top split coming in mid-season. So there's just so many names that are going to be up there fighting for a season 12 win. It'll be our 5th season, I think, of broadcasting the V8 Vets as well, which makes sense. We're over 100 broadcasts now. Pity Pit wants some KFC. Oh, it's Travis Hunt there. I thought he was dropping down the order, but he's just in 14th. So let's have a look at the drivers that have made their 3 stops now. Let's go down to first Warren Davis. He's in a great position. He's 45 seconds off the lead, but he's now got fuel to the end. So does Rick Viger as Todd Martin comes into the pits, or does he? Oh, he's just having some internet dramas. Will says probably going to be the most intense season yet, I reckon. And I want to point out the fact, Will, you're an absolute legend, mate. You've been here every night to watch these V8 Vets and many other leagues as well. But I'm loving the fact that you know the names. You've obviously now been watching for a while, and you know the status of these drivers and where their weaknesses, strengths are. You know which ones will battle nose to tail. I mean, that Gamble McKnight battle we saw last night was intense. If you see more of that next season, it's going to be one you don't want to miss. Here goes Hoff. Martin Healy's in the middle. Martin swings across the front. Does he? The Hoff's in the background there. Just in 8th place now, working his way back into this race. So he's had an ups and down sort of topsy-turvy sort of race, off in the fence at one point. He's now sitting in 8th place. Has only stopped once in the race at that second safety car. So the Hoff will need a very, very lengthy second stop very shortly. Oh, a big slide there for the Blacktown Mazda Taipan eSports car for Craig Healy. He caught it up. Another big one. And how he didn't spear that off into the fence, I don't know. Yeah, have a look at this on the shot down the bottom of your screen. So he just got all out of shape. We were on board at the time. And just watch this. This is the skill of these drivers. 9 out of 10 of us would be in the fence. Oh, they did make a bit of contact too, didn't they? I didn't even miss that. I totally missed the fact that one of them went in the fence there. So that's not ideal at all. Was it Todd Martin in the fence? I think it was Todd Martin, wasn't it? So did he do any damage? Jacob says McKnight for 9 times champion next year or next season. Yeah. Do that. Season 12 will have 24 spots available in split 1 as 2 drivers in two drivers in the top 20 have elected not to race in season 12. So there you go. 24 positions available. With no Stephen Varga next season. And he will be our split 1 race control for season 12. So there you go, Stephen Varga. Not racing next season. He's going across to do split one race control. That'll be excellent, but sad to not see him taking part. We've got a heap of drivers now in for their third and final pit stop. Martin, Pitt, Hoffman and Sippel all have just come out. No, Sippel hasn't. I'm just trying to see who the one that was in the lane. I think it was the Hoff. Yeah, it was the Hoff, and also Craig Healy and Simon Pitt now rejoining the racetrack after their final pit stops. So the Hoff comes out, second stop, took 25 seconds worth of fuel. That should see him home from lap 48. Still 21 laps to go in the race. Long way to go. We might see if a couple of drivers want to come in for another chat. We've got Stephen Vargas standing by, so let's grab Steve in for a chat if he's available. Mate, how are you?
How you doing?
Doing good, mate. Now you're I've just heard the news that you're going to be split one race control for next season.
Yeah, I thought I'd change it up a bit and step out of the seat and just watch some people driving and take a bit of a change for a little while.
Are you looking forward to that pressure? Because it's making calls on the spot, you know, being able to... A lot of these guys are probably your good mates, and you're going to have to be diplomatic and give some drive-through penalties when they're needed.
No, if people do stupid stuff, it's what's needed, and I guess if both of the race control don't agree, that's what will then result in a post-race discussion about it. But I don't think it'll be too difficult.
And the competition, man, it's ever increasing, isn't it? In this series, it's going to be next season, especially, is huge with over 120 competitors.
Yeah, there's plenty of quick drivers coming in. There's Mr. Benz coming back, Sebastian Tixia, Steve Jansen. They're just the ones that I can remember off the top of my head. I'm not sure. There's think of right now.
Very good.
Yeah, it should be a good season.
Yeah, they're saying they can't hear you, mate. I've got you as loud as I can get you, so I'm not sure what the go is there, but I can't turn you up anymore.
Well, they're all over 40. They need to turn up the hearing aids.
They turn up their hearing aids or plug into the hearing loop in the house. So, yeah, man, looking forward to it. It's like I said earlier, I'm going to miss you racing. We've seen some fantastic battles. I always think of Le Mans, yourself and Jamie having a good scrap, but, you know, there'll be other times. Do you reckon you'll come back for season 13 then?
We'll have to wait and see what happens with the racing. And look, it's a possibility, but at this stage, not yet. Not yet, but yeah, maybe sometime in the near future.
How long have you been doing it for now? Sim racing in general?
Since 2013, I think I started.
Yep.
Yeah, so a little while.
Yeah, that's good. Does it ever just become a bit of a chore, and is that part of the sense of why you're getting out of it, or you just...
No, never a chore. No, I love doing it. Mate. I can't do as much practice as I want to, but yeah, no, it's never a chore.
Will you still jump in with your teammates? You're staying with, obviously, the Singy Sim Racing guys?
Yeah, I still jump in. I still do Tuesday night racing against all the... in the East Coast Series.
Yep.
But, yeah, I'll still jump in with the fellas, and I suppose being race control, I'll be able to jump on track and drive around, so I'll still muck around from time to time. So
Warren Davis just asked, mate, he says, how does Vargs get through this without swearing? So I give you permission to tell him to F off if you like.
No, eat a dick, Warren, eat a dick. That's not swearing.
There you go. He's doing all right tonight, Warren Davis, up in P2 at the moment.
Yeah, no, it's been a very action-packed race. There's been a few incidents that were possibly unavoidable. Even though there's netcode, I think people still need to allow for that bit of netcode and maybe give it a little bit more room. Occasionally you do have the door-to-door bashing like Hazy and Kingy did before, but they were both lucky to get away with it. So, but yeah, I think you always need to allow for that little bit of netcode, because with iRacing the way it is, you can't expect it not to happen, even though we do.
Yep.
Yeah.
It has improved so much over the years, though, hasn't it?
It has. I almost feel it's almost getting a little bit worse. I mean, it's good, don't get me wrong, for seeing how you can race people in, you know, all other countries of the world. It is really good, but
yep.
yeah, hopefully it's something they can work on in the future.
Yeah, that's it. It must be tough in the background as a programmer. But yeah, man, thanks for coming in for a chat. And we might get some special interviews with you next season as a race controller. I think that would be cool as well.
Yeah, that'd be good. I'd just like to say while I'm here, thank you for all your help and promotion over the past umpteen seasons. Thank you to Quantum Tint Solutions for all their sponsorship, A21, Too Easy Finance. Can't think of anyone else. I'm sure there's plenty, but I don't know.
That's all good, mate. Thank you so much. And yeah, you've been a big part of it, so we hope to see you back in the seat eventually. And if not, we'll be definitely checking in with you in race control. Well done.
Yeah, it is very unfortunate seeing how I have been asking Ben to put Nürburgring in for quite a while now, and Sandown being out. But look, hopefully in the near future, they're on next season's calendar and the following, seeing how we have Imola every bloody season.
Yeah. And
Thank you very much.
Maybe we'll see you in a safety car as well, driving around the Nordschleife.
Yeah, hopefully. Oh, yeah, that'd be good, eh?
Right, mate. You have a good night.
Cheers, you too.
Thanks, Stephen Varga. They're coming in for a quick chat. And what a legend he's. So he's dropping out of the car for next season and jumping in to a race control role, which is fantastic. It's good to have people that really know what is going on in the ins and outs of the racing to be part of it. So that's sad in one sense that we won't see him racing, but encouraging and excellent that we'll see him as the Michael Massey of the V8 Vets Split 1, without the controversy, of course. So we're going to have a chat shortly with Greg Favell, our season 11 champion from Split 1. He'll be coming in to talk about that and what's going on, and obviously the fact that there's no pressure for him. He gets the automatic inclusion for Split 1 next season, so he doesn't have to go and do all the pre-qualifying rigmarole, but I'm sure he'll still be out there. That's generally, you see the champions doing just that. Now, he did also a great job the other night in the Pro Invitational. He had a bit of a ding-dong here and there, but he can hold his head up high. You're racing against the top 40 drivers in the country. He was mid-pack and really racing nicely, and he'll only keep improving. So he's flying the flag for the V8 Vets, obviously, in a much broader race situation there, which is incredible. Taipan eSports as well, who will be enjoying their champion taking out this season 11. So Jason Fuen's just saying he was now realising on lap 53 that he was a bit tight on fuel. It's not ideal as Sippel and Christian both come into the pits as well now. Greg Favell is standing by for a chat, so let's drag him in. Our season 11 champion, outright for Split 1, but also outright for the series. Well done, Greg. How you feeling, mate? Night after.
Oh, not too bad, mate. Thanks. Yeah, feeling pretty good tonight.
And I was just saying, mate, do you still go through some sort of ritual to get the pre-season testing in, or you sort of sit back for a week now and just relax?
I got a cortisone shot in my elbow this morning, which I put off for the week till after the race. So I've been told to rest up for at least a few days to a week. So unfortunately, I won't be able to help myself. I will get on there and try and do some testing at some stage. But yeah, I have to take it easy for a week. So.
And obviously you'll be keeping an eye on the times though, because there's some new guys coming in, plus everyone sort of does that natural reset where they can apply a little bit more enthusiasm for this testing session, and then try and, obviously with 100 guys trying to get themselves those last 24 places in Split 1, there's going to be a lot of laps spent, I think, trying to knock down those times.
100%, and to stay on top of things, you want to be constantly practicing and keeping up with things, and it's always good to know how quick everyone else is going to see what improvements you've got to make.
And who's probably your biggest rivals coming into next season? Obviously Nitschke, who was incredible throughout season 11, he'll be right there again. You got to expect probably Jamie McKnight to bounce back with a full season behind the wheel, because he did miss about 3 rounds. So who do you sort of have under your radar as drivers to watch out for?
You've always got to keep an eye out for Jamie with his strategies. He's a strategy king. Might be a bit harder for him now. Varg's not there, but yeah, always Jamie. Brenton's consistently fast and good consistent results, but I think Jason Benz is probably the one to look out for. So,
Is Benz coming back, is he?
from what I've heard, yes.
That's exciting. Yeah, that's really good.
So, yeah, it's good. It was like Mark Duggan this season. Just putting some really good practice laps in and times, which was a challenge, made me work harder, so it's always good to have someone that you got to chase, so looking forward to it.
And tell us a bit about the Pro Invitational Series, mate, because obviously you've flown the flag over there for the vets and also for Taipan Esports. Tell us a little bit about, the experience the other night at Winton, obviously the first round at Sebring as well, and where you go from here with that season and that series.
Yeah, well, it's been a big learning experience for me because I haven't been around iRacing for very long, 2.5 years now, so learning to do the setups and it's been a struggle not knowing what sort of speed I've got to be doing, not having the teams to work around, so you're sort of going into each race blind, but if I can get rid of some of the little mistakes, then I think we can get some good results.
It looked like you got roughed up a bit the other night. Was that the case, or was it your own sort of mistakes that put that damage on the car?
I made a slight little mistake. I locked the back brakes trying to avoid hitting the back of the car in front, and then it's like a pack of piranhas, 6 or 7 cars just attacked from every side. So that's the thing. You make a little mistake and you lose 5, 6 positions.
I did notice that. They just really jump on any error. And quite often if someone leaves the door open, it's not just one guy coming through. There'll be 2 or 3 lined up behind ready to pounce.
That's it. And I can't afford to make them little mistakes. So I was just getting a bit frustrated. I had fresh tyres and the guys in front were on fairly used tyres, and I knew I had more speed, but being Winton, there's not many places to overtake, if any, so I was just trying to push and what's that little error. Yeah,
what's the vibe in the Taipan Esports camp as well, with obviously, you being the champion? It must be a fantastic uplifting experience for all the boys.
Oh yeah, excellent. All the boys have made some improvements this season, so it's good to be a bigger team, some other guys to talk to, and it's good being in a bigger team.
Yeah, no, it's good, mate, and I really appreciate you coming in for a chat tonight. It's been a good season, like I said, with Ben's coming back. That's got me a little bit excited as well, because he was our season 10 champion. No, sorry, season 9 champion.
Nine, yeah.
Yeah, so he's had 2 seasons off then.
Yeah, and we had a few good battles season 9, so looking forward to it.
Yeah, I tell you what, I reckon there's 10 names that locking horns at the top of that grid. If it can be consistently done, it's almost going to be like watching Scops every week. It's going to be like watching the Pro Invitational every week. It's just that quality is there in this series now, and it can only get better. So I'm excited. Yeah,
you still got blokes like Stuart Hall that improved immensely this season.
Yep.
So, and they're only getting quicker. So it's going to be a challenging season, that's for sure.
Well, thanks for coming in, mate. Spend a bit of time on your Friday night. Congratulations again on the championship for season 11. Back to back will be the way to go, I reckon. So we wish you all the best.
All right, thanks, Luke. Thanks for having me.
Legend Greg Favell coming in for a chat. So thanks, Greg, and it's fantastic. He's driven so well throughout the season, and we'll see him hopefully back it up. And wow, isn't that exciting news? Jason Benz coming back. We saw him in season 9, absolutely just drive the pants off that car, and it was sad to not see him come back for season 10. Didn't really think about him in season 11 to be honest with him, which is the way it sort of progresses. You sort of roll with the times, and if someone misses 2 seasons, you tend to move on and think they're not coming back. But to hear that he is coming back, excellent news. So like I said, it can only get better and better, and we're going to be in for some big ones next season. Here's a couple of Scorpion Esports going wheel to wheel. Travis Hunt down the inside on Paul Hayes, moves himself back into 6th. That's where Travis Hunt started the race. 3-stop strategy for him. There is your strategy board. It's a big one. See now that we've got 3 stoppers for the top 3 drivers. Jason Fewens at the moment said he's in a little bit of fuel trouble. He's in 4th place, and on a 2-stop strategy, stopped on lap 47. His last pit stop put 28 seconds worth of fuel in the car. Scott Weston's in 5th place with Travis Hunt, Paul Hayes Mark Peck, Riali, and Latham your top 10. So, yeah. Will Wilson says a live split 14 broadcast in 2025. I'm not sure I'll still be alive in 2025 the way I'm going, the hours I'm working at the moment. We'll see how we go. I had a little message to Ben Anthony the other day. I'm definitely pulling back on a bit of broadcasting in the next 6 months because I've got a lot of work commitments outside of doing what was meant to be just a COVID hobby job here with broadcasting. But definitely guaranteed my commitments to keeping the this as long as they want me anyway, the V8 Events broadcast going, because it's such a lot of fun and a big party. If you think, 577 broadcasts I'm up to tonight, well, over 100 of those have been V8 Veterans races, so that's been a massive part of what I've done over the last 2 years. So thank you to all of the admin, Ben Anthony especially, Mark Dial, and all the crew, the V8 Vets, all the drivers. So many names. This is split 2 tonight. We're watching 58 laps into this 70-lap feature race. We've had 2 safety cars, so it's drawn it out a little bit. We're an hour and 36 minutes into the race. And surely this pays better than a 9 to 5, says Jason Fields. No. What a lot of people forget is a 2-hour broadcast is probably 4 hours work. And I think the Pro Invitational was a 3-hour broadcast and probably about 10 hours work. So it is what it is. It's not. I commend anyone that has a crack at broadcasting, and anyone that thinks or thinks it's an easy job, please go and have a crack and do it. There's actually a lot of broadcasts out there now, and people doing a fantastic job. It's great. But don't for a second think that this all just happens in 5 minutes before the race, as Johnny will definitely back me up on that one as he gets set up now for tonight's split 3 broadcast. It's I'm sure he's over there now just hooking up the YouTube and getting ready to go in the driver's lounge. Thanks, Jeff. It's a lot of fun doing production. I actually don't like talking as much as I have to, but doing the production with the Sandman and Jake commentating, it's been a lot of fun sitting back and just really focusing on cameras, doing silly things like my drone camera, which we all love, right? Get the drone up in the air, a little bit of a fly here and there. We don't get enough drone action, do we, in iRacing? Here's a shot down the pit straight though from the drone camera. It shows the undulating nature. In fact, if you look, there's a good way to see how far this circuit drops. If we head across the top, across the helipad there, you can just see this circuit, how it drops away through the midfield section. Split 3 Drivers Lounge will commence after tonight's broadcast. Come and join us at the WKMP Sim Sports YouTube channel. There you go, word through the race control channel there. But yeah, just have a look at that from the drone camera. You can see how this circuit drops through the midsection. It's such a great track to race at. And then this big long run up the pit straight as we fly down above the circuit. There's a shot. We just went through the fence. We just destroyed this drone. You get some cool little shots here of the drivers just beneath us coming through these corners. So there you go, drone cam. As we head back with John King leading the race, 7.3 seconds. And thanks, Will. Let's try and find quickly whilst Johnny's just jumped in the chat as well. Thanks, Johnny. Let's go over to YouTube and show everyone how to look up tonight's WKNP TV. So let's just do it this way. If I just type it in, which I've just done, and I've got to show it on the screen what I'm doing. There we are. So head across to YouTube, WKNP TV, and if you head across there, you'll be able to get yourself set. First of all, subscribe, which I've done. Ring that little bell, and when they're set to go racing, straight after this broadcast, you'll be able to watch the Split 3 Drivers Lounge, which there's a lot of shenanigans that goes on. I love it. There's a fair bit of cool banter and some joking, which is fantastic. And John holds it all together with his fantastic tones. And oh, look at this, Warren Davis is just back there, 6.6 seconds. And the gap back to Rick Viger, he's eyeing off a P2 tonight, Rick, with 9 laps to go. Jeff Thomas says 10 to go. Kingy, bring it home. John King's looking good, isn't he? JWM Motorsports out in front again, and I think we should have a vote for the favourite livery. This would be up there in my top 3 easily. It's the gold, the red, the white, the black. It's just perfect. Look at that in the sunshine. It's such a well painted car. Hey, who painted this for you, Jeff? Who did the design on this this JWM design? Because it is absolutely spectacular. And I would love to use my grid walk camera from the Pro Series, but I actually haven't set it up, and it's a bit unrealistic, but it would give you a great shot at the lines on this car. But there's some nice little accents as well in the red on the side, or the maroon, burgundy, whatever you want to call it. Check out those little accents on the bonnet. Look at that. Incredible. So, brown and gold is an interesting choice. Looks the business though, says Will Wilson. I don't see a lot of brown there. I see a lot of gold. Definitely does look the business. Who's the guy on the? Has he got a pistol or something on the headlight cover there? Johnny King. Wade Reynolds, there you go, is the legend that does all the JWM paints. So yeah, good job, Wade. I'm not sure he'd be watching, but is he running in the sports sedans, Wade? I hope so. But yeah, he should be pretty proud of that one. It does look the part. Warren Davis in the Banter Alliance car as well, looking good. Rick Viger, Angry Birds. He's got the angry eyes on that Ford Mustang. I love the eyes that they've painted on there. Sitting in 3rd place, and a comfortable 3rd at the moment, because his next competitor, Jason Fewens, is 14.5 seconds back up the road. So it's looking pretty secure with 8 to go for a top 3 finish. Scott Weston's got Travis Hunt for company. Weston's up 15 spots tonight, so if he finishes where he is now, even if he drops a couple of positions, he will be our biggest mover and shaker tonight, with a great run through the field. Not sure he'll be able to hold Travis Hunt out at the end. The difference in their ultimate lap time is around 0.8 of a second, so Travis can do basically a 33 flat. The best lap time I've seen Scott Weston do is a 33.86. On board with Simon Pitt, 15th place, up behind Craig Healy. There's little micro battles going. We'll go back to the Western Fewens one in a second. In fact, let's go there now, because this is heating right up. Travis Hunt can not just see one spot to make up here, he can see 2. Jason Fewens is in a lot of fuel trouble. He's still got 7 laps to go here in the race, and he's just been dropping back. The last lap was a high 34. So 1 minute 34.71. And Travis Hunt, who we're with now, did a 33.8. So 0.9 of a second quicker on the previous lap was Travis Hunt. He's reeling in both drivers in front. Scotty Weston did a 34.3. So he might just be eyeing off a 2-for-1 meal deal at the end of the pit straight. Travis Hunt. Here he goes. So moves across to pick up the tow from Fewens' car, and then he goes to the outside, try to go round Scott Weston. They go door to door. We've seen this movie already tonight. We saw the prequel, now we're going to see the sequel, and oh boy, hopefully we don't see anyone in the fence because they're racing hard. Fewens has had to pick the pace up a little bit again now, but still that lap was a high 34. Hunt goes wide again around the outside using all the racetrack and more. Cannot get through. Wheel to wheel. Down they go into the braking zone. There's door to door again. The 052 Scotty Weston on the outside now should get hung out to dry, you would think, around there, but he keeps the boot in. Great driving. Now into the braking zone we go. And surely the job has been done. It has. And watch out because Hazy also wants a piece of the action. He's now bolted onto the back of the Ford Mustang of Scott Weston. We've got 6 Fords in the top 8, 6 Ford Mustangs in the top 8. It's the complete opposite to what we saw in the Split 1 race where it was predominantly Holdens in the top 20. I think we had 4 Fords in total in the top 20. It's the other way around here. Up the straight we go again to start lap 65 for these guys. So King's out in front. He's gone 5.8 seconds. He's going to, I think, win this one without much challenge. As we see, the banter is great over at YouTube tonight. Thanks everyone. Well over 150 comments, by the way, on YouTube. Excellent job. Stephen Barker says, come on people, 39 watching and only 10 likes. That's right, smash that like button if you haven't already. It helps with the algorithm, so get smashing on the like. If you haven't subscribed already, please do that as well. That too helps us out big time as Dave Bordock jumps onto the Race Control channel to say a few comments. I think he just wanted to hear his voice. But Hunt 5th place now. Fewens up the road, 2 seconds. Fewens has just upped the pace again. That little battle between Hunt and Weston and Hayes, it dropped them, well they did a 36 on the previous lap. So that's just helped take a little bit of the pressure off the shoulders of Fewens, who's just trying to, well, he's probably got the red lights flashing on his pit crew. And they're saying, listen mate, you need to back out of this because you're not going to make it home at this rate with that big heavy right boot. So he's got to back it up a bit now, and what this has done is given him a buffer of nearly 2 seconds to do just that. Meanwhile out in front, John King, man, he's been good tonight. See Warren Davis way back in the background. That's what 5.9 seconds looks like. There's P3. Great drive. Dave Bordock's just in behind there, but down a lap sadly. There's the blue 37 Banter Alliance car. Glad to see that Kathy's Pet Portraits is still on the rear window of that car. Fantastic work that is done there if you want a portrait of your pet. Go and check that out, Kathy's Pet Portraits. And there you go, a bit of free advertising for Mr. Bordock, because I love dogs. I reckon they're the coolest thing ever. So there's a couple of portraits that you can see over on Facebook if you look up Kathy's Pet Portraits. How cool is that? I might have to get one done of Buey, my puppy, as a thank you for the fact that I neglect him and shut the door on him for a couple of hours every night. This is the look I get when I come into the broadcast booth. That's my puppy. That's Buey. He's thinking, right, 3 laps to go, and my master will stop doing this silly commentating that he does every night. Come out there and chuck the ball. Well, let's get on to concentrating on the last 3 or 4 laps of this race. It is coming down to the wire for a couple of competitors, but importantly, the championship points.
Don't know about you, Paul, but I'm hanging back.
A couple of drivers that were fighting out and duking out the points for split 2, and I won't read them out yet because we've got the final points being sent through from Ben Anthony. Of course, all of you guys that are watching along probably already know this from seeing the Discord post today, but a couple of drivers notably that aren't at the top. Travis Hunt, who is leading the championship coming into the final round, is sitting back in 5th place in this race. Will that give John King a chance to attack? We'll wait and see. John King's leading the race. Paul Hayes, they were really close on points coming into this round, so sadly for Paul, he's going to find himself back in 7th place at the moment with a few laps to go. I'm not sure he's going to be able to help, well, take anything away from John King. It's going to be King who will advance, I think, up another position in the championship. But let's keep in mind that 3 drivers from this series go straight up to split 1, and it's looking very good for John King, who's leading this race, to confirm himself as one of those, which means we'll see another JWM eMotorsport driver up in the top split for next season. So we've got 45 watching now. Let's smash that like button if we can. See if we can get it up to a top-notch level. I'll head over there myself and have a quick look. Whoop, have a quick look. What are we up to now? We're 24 likes. There you go. Not too bad. 25. I put one on there myself from TaipanEvents. Let's see if we can get up to 40. 27. The count rising. Keep the count going as we watch Healy and Pitt now. Barella's in there as well. Let's see if we can hit 30 on that. Oh, 28. We're going up. Let's see if we can get 30. Barella looking back from his car. 30. We've hit the big 3-0. Excellent job. Fuen's still defending like crazy. P4, Travis Hunt. Still sniff a little bit of blood here in the last couple of laps. We've got 2 to go. Let's see Healy. Can he get through in pits? Just off the back of that as well. Then Roy Clark. Up and down race for Clarkie tonight. He's back in 16th. He was up a lot higher before. Reg James finds himself in 18th place with Troy Sipple. Big thanks to Troy. Look at that Quantum Tint Solutions logo on the side of that car. He's been there as we hit 32. Smashes on the like now. Thanks, legends. And yeah, what a great job and great support from Troy. Bay 21 as well, the safety car. And big thanks to Reg for his support. SimSpec Engineering, Jason, thank you for his support as well. And ooh, is this is Fuens trying to defend from Travis Hunt. This is what we're talking about. So Jason Fuens, who's very, very marginal on fuel, is just trying to hang on to this 4th place tonight. And I don't know if he will. It's going to be tough with especially the run up to the flag. If he's down onto negative fuel coming onto that last run up the hill, so many times at Interlagos we've seen cars run out of fuel and end up dropping way back as we get the white flag. 1 to go now. John King has been a force to reckon with tonight, up 6 positions into P1. He is on the charge to bring it home for a fantastic win. In fact, look at that. I reckon he's already celebrating. Back into the car, bouncing around, sliding around. 35 likes now on YouTube. We're getting up towards that magical number of 40. Smash that button. Let's hit the 40. And yeah, how good is John King? And you know what? It just shows he'll be elevated up to season, up to split 1 for season 12. Will we see this man, John King, fighting for podiums in the top split? I think we may. I think we're going to see new winners next season all round. And with 120 drivers, new blood coming in, it's going to be incredible. So we ran out the final lap. It looks like King Davis and Viger are going to take your top 3. Fewens has been able to hold out Hunt until now, but this is pretty close. Hunt's trying again around the outside. And can he get it done? No. Fewens just positioning the car well, making sure he can't get through. Oh, he has another look. Oh, Travis, he's got to be so careful not to turn him around. But here we go, coming up the hill for the final time. John King will come to the line. He will take the checker flag and he will get the maximum number of points in this final race of the season. Warren Davis will get P2. Great drive from the Banter Alliance driver. Almost said PRA, but Banter Alliance, great drive. And Rick Viger, what a drive by Rick as well, the 014 to take it top 3. Ahead of Fewens. Here he goes. Has he got enough fuel? We'll listen. Is it coughing? Is it spluttering? Looks like it's all right. Fewens is going to get 4th tonight by the shortest of margins. Big congratulations from the V8 Veterans admin, says, to season 11 Split 2 champion Travis Hunt. Travis Hunt comes 5th in the race, but he has been awarded the season championship. What a great drive, and well done to Travis. He deserves this one. He can hold his head high. You're looking at your season 11 champion, sorry. Well done, Travis Hunt. We'll hopefully talk to him shortly. We'll wrap it all up here. Let's get the race results up on the screen. John King too strong tonight with a win by 5.4 seconds. JWME Motorsport on the top step with the win. Warren Davis gets P2, and then Rick Viger, your top 3 as they celebrate. Let's go through all the points there, and then we'll bring up the championship points, the final points for this championship. Here they are now, and confirm the winner of season number 11, Travis Hunt, on 1768 points, ahead of John King, who gets 2nd in the championship. Paul Hayes gets 3rd in the championship. Congratulations and well done to all those competitors. Let's head across now to the broadcast booth and see if we can't find them for a quick chat. And you can see John King out there having a lot of fun. Let's see who we've got here. No one yet. See if we can get some drivers in. Warren Davis has joined us. John King's in now. So John, well done. Congratulations on a fantastic victory tonight, man. That's been fantastic. Sorry, mate. John, you there, buddy?
Yeah, sorry, mate. Sorry, I was on mute.
That's all right. Congratulations on a great win tonight, mate. That was fantastic, and that also secures your 2nd spot in the championship.
Yeah, no, I was stoked. I went in with just trying to finish in front of Paul to try and beat him, and then, yeah, just got a bit of rhythm, and it kind of fell into place for me finally. Yeah, I just hit me marks, and yeah, it was a good race.
Really good racing, mate. It's a tricky circuit too, and man, like 2 hours of racing around here, surely the arms go a bit dead by the end of it.
Oh, I was ready to cry when the boys were starting to say we need a safety car. There's a Brazilian echidna floating around. I was like, I don't want a safety car now. Let's just get it over and done with. So, but yeah, the old arms have been a bit sore this afternoon. So,
fantastic job. And Warren, mate, P2 in the Ford Mustang, up 6 spots for a 2nd tonight. Well done.
Yeah, got to be happy with that. I just sort of stuck to the game plan, tried to keep it clean, and got it to the end. So that's all I could ask for, really. So yeah, good result for Team BAR.
For sure, mate. The new name on the team, the new team coming together very well. Rick, P3, Angry Birds Racing, thank you for all the input you've given me as well this season with those little fuel numbers each week. It doesn't go unnoticed. Thank you so much, mate. But well done getting a podium in the final race here.
Yeah, thank you. It was about time I got my stuff together and got it up the front. So, and yeah, I enjoyed giving you those numbers. I work it out for myself each week, and it's I think it helps your broadcast to know what the strategy is, and there's a lot of strategy in these races now.
100%. Very good. So we've got, we'll just go through shortly. Is Trav here? Trav's not here yet. So let's just do the thank yous for the top 3 for the race first of all. So John, who would you like to thank for the win, mate?
SCS and JWM Motorsports, Glues and Tools. Thanks to the sponsors, Quantum Tint. Jamie for the tunes as always. It was on point tonight. Ben and all the admin and everyone who helps out to make it happen. And obviously yourself, making us look like pros week in, week out. Appreciate the work. And also Jeff. He's really been giving me some good pointers and starting to pay off. So thank to them and all the boys at JWM.
Congratulations, mate. Great win tonight, and well done on second in the championship too.
Cheers, mate.
Warren, who would you like to thank, mate, for P2?
Yeah, congratulations, John, on getting second. Yeah, I'd like to Vehicle Finance Solutions, Bay 21, Quantum Tin Solutions, Tim Wicello Constructions, all the guys at the newly formed Banner Alliance Racing. It's a great team, and have a great time racing with them every week. Thank you to you, Luke, and also Ben and all the guys that do a great job in the admin side of things as well. You know, it's a big job putting this on week in, week out. So congratulations to everyone. And lastly, all my fellow competitors, everyone that I race with every week. Thanks, guys, for a great season. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome words. And then finally, Rick, who would you like to thank, mate? P3.
Racecraft, AA West Automotive. Anyone out in Western Sydney needs any car servicing or tyres or batteries, come and see us out there. I'd like to thank you, Luke, for the broadcast, Ben and all his helpers for putting on the series. It's really is going from strength to strength each season, and has a lot to do with their hard work. I'd like to thank all the guys in Split 2. It's been a great season. The standard of racing and competitiveness has really improved, and congratulations, Travis, John, and Paul.
That's it. And sorry, mate, to cut you off there. Is there anything else?
Oh no, just it was a great season, and it was really good fun.
Awesome. And Paul, he's here as well. Well done, mate. Paul, you have concreted yourself in third in the championship. So the smallest of margins there to John. At the end of the day, there's a couple of mistakes in this last race that maybe cost you. We're looking at one of them right now.
The last race wasn't the last race wasn't one that cost me. It was probably the two races before that. But I had a different strategy tonight because of what happened on that first corner. So I didn't pit when John pitted, and then when he was behind me battling hard, I really tried as hard as I could for him to make a mistake, being that what it was, because there was 2 points difference between us, and he drove superbly tonight. Like, it was when he overtook me, I said to Trav on Discord, he's won this, and well done, mate.
Cheers, Paul.
Fantastic. So there's the championship points up on the screen now. So Travis Hunt with the win, 1768. John King 1695, and Paul Hayes 1678. So fantastic job. Thanks everyone for coming in tonight. And Paul, who would you like to thank, mate?
Obviously Ben Anthony and all the crew, the admin crew that put it all together, and how good it all is. And I'd like to thank all of the drivers in Split 2 and how good it's all been, and all the ups and downs that everybody's had in their personal lives, which we all know about with everything that's gone on, and in the racing, in the minor things in life when we have accidents with each other. It actually, we talk about it for the next 3 or 4 days. So, and we work it out, and the reason the racing is so good is because we have an incident and the boys talk about it. We talk about it with each other. We talk about it within practice, and the next race we try to make it right. So that's one thing I've learned. Going into the first race, I was like, if I can finish looking at these names and how good these guys are driving, if I can be in the top 10, I'll be wrapped. And I think at Bathurst at the first race, I qualified around that 10th, and I thought, hey, I'm going well here. And just working strategies, and I ended up third in the race, and I think, how did that happen? And from there on, I was able to just be more consistent in my driving and learning a lot through the season. I've made mistakes. I am fairly new at doing this. I do make my mistakes, but being consistent's been great, and learning from the other drivers has really, brought it along. So I'm still in disbelief that I was able to come third with the ilk of all the drivers in Split 2. So I've got to thank all of them.
Mega, yeah, so true. It's such a good field of drivers. 120 of them rocking up for next season. It's going to be mega. So well done.
One thing, Luke, is blowing my own trumpet a bit here, is to do that whole series, I was the only driver to complete every lap of the season. So that was one thing. Halfway through the season, I was completing every lap, and that was a big thing that I tried to do, was just try and complete every lap without being lapped.
Yep.
So that was a big help in doing that in my mind, just not to be lapped by anybody in the race and competing every lap of the season. So I did that.
Yeah, well done, mate. You'll be up in Split 1 next season, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be mega racing, and yeah, we'll be there in 2 weeks' time to kick it all off. So thanks for coming in for a chat, everyone. John and King, thanks, mate. Paul and Rick and Warren, take care, guys, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks.
Cheers, Luke.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Luke.
Legends. Righto, let's wrap it up here for tonight. That is season 11, run and done for me anyhow. There is your season champion, Travis Hunt. Scorpion Esports, he takes the win in the championship. He got 7th in the race tonight, I think it was. Oh no, was it 5th? It might have been 5th in the race tonight, but overall, this is where it counts. These are the season points up on the screen. They're the final season points, and Travis Hunt takes the win. Right, a week off next week, then we come back for season number 12. New drivers, new tracks, and lots of action. Thanks for everyone that's tuned in over the last 12 weeks. You're absolute legends. Everyone over at YouTube, everyone over at Facebook and Twitch, thank you. Take care. Thanks tonight to our star senders over on Facebook as well, with Peter, Stephen Banks, Keith Logan, you legends. We'll see you later. I've got a couple of nights off. I know we're going to do the improved production car replay, so that one will most likely be tomorrow night or Sunday night, depending on what time I get home from Gosford tomorrow. I've got to go a bit of a drive tomorrow, so we'll see how we go. It'll be sometime this weekend. We're back with a brand new season of the Roads to Rumbles on Monday, and Wednesday night the brand new season of the Australian Sports Sedans. All Australian tracks, all Australian real life drivers. It's going to be mega. See you then.